Today we're coming live from our studios from stockdaymedia, and with us today is the CEO of Route1. And Tony, thank you so much for joining us here in the studios.
It's great to see you. Thanks.
Congratulations. You guys were named the winner of the Gentek AutoView Premier Partner North America Award at the Connect 20.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for PCS and also Route1 Company?
Interesting question. First of all, PCS Mobile is a company that we've owned now for about 8 months. We bought it in June of 2019. PCS, the award they received from Gentek, means they're the #1 seller of the Gentek AutoView technology in North America. And actually, it's 5 years running that PCS Mobile's won that.
Wow.
So, and what defines being the premier partner, the best of them, it really relates to the revenue or the sales that's being driven. So we've been the #1 sales partner for Gentek AutoView in North America 5 straight years. And, you know, knock on wood here, we think based off of our pipeline and the opportunities that we're working on, we're in a good position to be highly competitive for the award in 2020. So, ultimately, what it means is we're doing a very good job of partnering with Gentek, bringing their technology, our services, our incremental solutions to the table for the public safety clients, as well as those that own parking lots, and bringing this technology to the table to deliver an outcome that our collective clients are looking for. So I think it's a good pat on the back about our ability to go to market with technology.
You know, speaking of technology, the LPR Initiative was relatively new for Route1. Walk me through the transformation of that business, different from the software vendor to the data-centric solution company over the last 2 years.
It's been a big change for us. It started back in 2017 when I guess there was ultimately that point in time, the board of directors of Route1 said, look, we have a great security technology called MobiKey, a secure remote access technology, but it's not a business. It's a product or a software solution that can be part of a portfolio. So from that point in time, we said, what can we do as a business? And we leveraged some of our core competencies. I'm not trying to be cute with MBA terminology, but ultimately we deliver that software application through a private cloud infrastructure called MobiNet, or in the instance when we're servicing our federal government in Washington, it's called a DEFIMET. And that private cloud infrastructure allows us quickly to deliver security-based software applications. So we came out then with a pure user authentication technology, again, for the federal government, called Drive ID, a few other security software applications, and we then moved into data analytics, all in using that same private cloud infrastructure to quickly deliver those security or the data analytics software applications. As our shareholders will know, we then jumped into another leg on the stool, as I like to call it, security software, data analytics. We then moved into data visualization, which in reality is reselling others' rugged devices. But it made a lot of sense to us is that when a client was looking to solve their mobility solution, they may want the security for the protocol or the tunnel to allow them to access their resources when they're remote. They're going to want to be able to visualize that information. So why not sell the rugged device that would go with it? So that was one of the reasons we bought Group Mobile in 2018. And then as we talked about just a few minutes ago, we bought PCS Mobile in 2019. They were similar to Group Mobile in the rugged device arena. But the other thing, as we've also talked about, is they were very active in the LPR business, right? The license plate recognition business. So as we stand today, we've gone from, as you said, an independent software vendor with one solution, now to a much more diversified outcomes-based company that can address your data security issues, your data analytic issues, your data visualization issues, and ultimately use your data or our clients' data to make real-time, excellent, secure decisions.
Wow. Speaking of leveraging, how do you guys leverage your software engineering toolbox to drive your business model?
Right, and I think this really separates us from maybe others that might be managed service providers or system integrators or VARs. There's so many acronyms in this space. We see ourselves as none of those things and all of those things at the same time. the fact that we were built off of being a software application or a software engineering shop, and particularly with a strong bent towards security, gives us something really unique. When I come to you and you may or may not know your full array of challenges, right, but I'm able to identify them or work with you towards that. I can not only say I will solve them, but I can develop a technology, if required, to meet your requirements or augment or make changes to what I currently have. And so by the very nature that we're very strong with software engineering, it means that I can deliver new applications, new technologies to meet your exact needs, not try and grab someone else's and maybe take a square peg and put it in a round hole. I can deliver exactly what you're looking for to meet the outcome you want.
Give us any hints. I know that we're finishing up the fourth quarter. Well, you finished up the fourth quarter. How does it look like? Can you tell us?
Yeah. Look, as a public company, obviously we can't provide forward-looking statements unless it's out there to everyone in the market. I think suffice to say is we had a great third quarter. Q4 also was a very strong quarter. We will release that once the audit's done early April of this year. We hope to put out an operating update that would give revenue and gross profit metrics like we did after the third quarter sometime in early mid-March. But all in all, I think Q4 is going to look a lot like Q3. It's a really good quarter, even though we have Thanksgiving and Christmas in there and people get distracted and we really don't have a full 12 or 13 weeks in the quarter. It was a very good quarter for us. But I think more important for me is that we've taken a business that at a point in time was, and I'm speaking Canadian dollars, about $6 million a year of revenue and break-even EBITDA, or cash flow, let's call it. Right. It's now today running at around $35 million and about $2.5 million of EBITDA. And over the course of those 2 years that we've talked about earlier, big transformation. Q4 is going to reinforce that. And as we step into 2020, we think Q1 and Q2 are set up again to be very strong quarters. And I think that's a reflection of us having a vision or a strategy and executing around it. So I guess a long answer to a short question, but the real point is we think Q4 was another very good quarter.
You've been on my radio show many times.
Yes, sir.
And we talked about M&A. And what my question is, the growth of this calendar of 2021, are you guys going to do one deal or multiple deals? What's the geographic location that you're looking for? What type of product or services that you might hinder to bring in? And how do you plan on financing all these acquisitions? I know there's a lot of questions about it.
No, let's walk through them real quickly. One is that we are going to hopefully do multiple deals in 2020. We'd like to get the first of those done in the next 100 to 120 days and then follow up with something in the fall. But if the right deal comes along, we'll do it when it's there, being opportunistic, of course. I think what's important for our shareholders and stakeholders to know is that we continue to look to acquire high-end sales talent, right? New clients, okay? And that can be within current market areas that we have or new ones. Like the truth is, within the Pacific Northwest or Northern California, we don't have as big a presence as I want. And maybe that's an area geographically we're looking at. And for sure, within the Midwest and the Northeast, there's room to add in additional companies, additional talent to fit into our business model. Now, I talked about people and client relations there. The other thing you will find from us this year is we will release new technology that supports what we believe our clients want to deliver against their outcomes. Or two, we may acquire pre-revenue technology where someone's developed a very good technology, maybe in the video arena, and they need to finish it up and they can use our software engineering talent. And then they want to release that to the market and they want it, and they for sure would want to use our sales and marketing bona fides, our ability to release new technology, and particularly into our client base. So when you really look at what we've acquired, particularly in the public safety arena, with our relationships with state and local and federal agencies. So it's great to be selling LPR, a license plate recognition technology, to them. It's great to be selling rugged devices. But what else can we sell to them based off of their current defined challenges? And as we know in today's world, public safety is a major issue. Again, it's almost every week we unfortunately hear about a police officer or other public safety officer being ambushed or shot, and it just breaks your heart with that. And I think there's things we can do in that arena that will help out with threat detection or threat assessment and give the tools to the officer, hopefully to save lives. At the same time, we have a public that's very interested in knowing that our public safety officers, men or women, are delivering the service the right way and in a fair way. And so I think technologies in today's world can work at both things. They can provide greater safety, but also greater transparency to the public. And I'm not trying to make a political statement. What I am saying is that same technology works both ways. If it can save lives and create greater transparency, we're all winners. And if we're able to do it where it doesn't cost people more money, there's the third part to that.
Well said. I just want to finish up on the basically the acquisition of financing. How are you guys going to finance? How are you going to finance these deals?
Well, it's interesting. As a smaller company, you're always saying like, what you don't want to dilute from a shareholder perspective. Look, we're generating good cash flow right now, so we use that cash flow to make strategic investments. So it's going to be a combination of our own cash, maybe a little bit in vendor notes or vendor takebacks where the seller would agree to leave a certain amount of value and we'd pay it off like a debt instrument. And from time to time, we will issue some of our common shares. But if you look at when we did that with PCS and Group Mobile, over a short window of time, we've been in the market repurchasing our stock. So effectively, our cash flow has gone to repurchase stock at an amount that's greater than the stock we've issued to the sellers of the business. So no net dilution really is my point. And I think we've been fantastic around the subject of financing these deals on our own. So to be really clear, we have no planned equity raise or capital raise in the works. We think that our balance sheet can support our appetite for growth in the current calendar year. I've said to you on a recent radio program and a number of events, we hope to exit this year somewhere in the range of a run rate. So we leave the year at a run rate of somewhere between 60 and 75 million of revenue. And so that's a doubling up, let's call it, right? So we think we have the resources to do it. We'll obviously do what's best for our shareholders and not just taking a short term, but a medium and longer term view.
Tony, I want to thank you for stopping by and coming here in the studios and give us an update. I think you guys are doing a great job. As for my listeners, I always tell you about, you got to look at management. They've got a great management team. They got a great leader. Take a look at this stock. You can find them on the OTC markets. That's Route1. Tony, thank you so much for coming by.
Sir. Appreciate it.